What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is SPPTV. If you've never been here before, welcome. Tonight we're going to be working on my S-10 some more. Getting a little more work done. The guys are going to be coming over here in a little while to hang out. You know, have a few of those red cups. I'm going to get some more of the cold side piping done. I was waiting for this silicone to come in. I ordered this one. Straight one. And I ordered this 90 because I wasn't sure what I was going to need. I ordered them from AliExpress. They were really cheap. Like $8 and $10 or something like that. Turns out that I need the 90-degree one, and it also turns out they sent me the wrong one. They sent me a black one. I wanted a blue one, but I contacted them. They said they're going to ship me out another one, so that's cool. So at least I can get this all mocked up, and before the truck goes back together, I'll get the blue one. That's how much I have to cut. I'm going to cut this one, and then I'm going to cut the flange off of this one. I'm going to weld these together. So that's my next thing to do, is to kind of get this done. Like I had said before, I think I'm going to maintain the silicone down there. And on the other side, there's one on the lower. I think I'll keep those in order to make it easier to take the thing apart when I need to take it apart. So yeah, let's get to it, and we'll see what else happens tonight. I'm not sure what else we're going to get done, but we'll start with that. I have this bandsaw machine here, which I don't really use very often, but I figured maybe I'll give it a try to see what kind of cut. All I got to do on this one is just cut this little flange off, because I'm going to weld it to the other one. So let's sit back and see what happens. Who knows, it might just blow up in my face. Little WD-40 on there, not sponsored. Would definitely be easier to cut this with the cutoff wheel, but I'm trying to make a nice straight cut, I hope. Okay, well, it seems like maybe I had to lift it up a little bit because it bottomed out. But you get the picture. It definitely cut a nice straight cut. Well, I'll have to reposition it and cut a little bit more off of there. So that was actually pretty sweet. That made a nice straight cut right along that line. Maybe a little off. Maybe that's when I cut the last piece, but that looks pretty nice to me. So now I'll have to measure out the that one there and then cut it so that I can weld these two together. All right, look who's here. It's Mike.
Am I in your video?
Yeah. It's Mike.
Nice, reverse
behind
rolls.
the camera, Mike.
So
now in front of the camera.
Rob looked like he was, oh, he took it out of there.
Yeah, too late. You're too late.
He was finished.
Yeah. Okay, so as we saw before, I cut that pipe, tubing, whatever. I cut this one, and using that bandsaw works really good. Makes really nice cuts, nice and straight. I probably should have used that before, but anyways. So I test fit it in there. It fits really good. So now I have to basically join those up there and weld that together. So that's just all one piece. I'm going to do that now, and maybe Mike will take over with the camera work, because I'm going to do some work.
So that's what I do.
Yeah.
Rob finished welding up this pipe ski here. Pipe, tube.
Tube.
Whatever you want to call it.
It's like YouTube, but for pipes.
Do you approve, Clayton?
Got my poking stick.
Like I said, I can't put it here because it's too high, and I can't put it here because it doesn't fit, and you know, like I could go back to there, but that looks weird.
Should we put the IAT sensor in here?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you guys to do that. There. Or put it like this way. Looks wise.
I would say like that, but up half the way and down half an inch.
That doesn't. I don't understand what that means.
Down the pipe, yeah.
Why does it have to go down the pipe more?
Just a little more space from the...
Yeah, but I thought, what's the difference? What are you working on though?
Hey,
Wow.
homies. Hey.
It's Mr. Dream Garage himself.
I figured this thing would be running by now.
Close.
See, you guys are putting up a new video every day. Holy shit, it is close. Wow. You don't mess around.
Yeah, the videos are a little bit behind right now compared
Yeah,
to what's
it's like
actually
that.
been done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, time zone lapse.
Just like TV.
YouTube can't keep up to Rob.
I'm gonna make, like, you know, the front spoiler that's originally on there. I'm gonna make one probably out of like aluminum or something. Except it's gonna be open, like where the intercooler is.
Right.
And
And
then-
then switch to the bumper.
And then, well, it's cut open here, right? So, I mean,
Oh, you're gonna try and put a scoop to
yeah. Well, basically I'm gonna put the spoiler, but it's gonna be open here,
right.
and then I'm gonna put like a lip on the bottom of that
okay.
spoiler.
Like a splitter.
Then hopefully, yeah, you know, it won't be aggressive or big or anything. I'm building a cheap bead roller.
Oh.
Sloppy guys make them. So you take vice grips like this, weld it to there. So now you got this end. Then basically you stick it in here on the tube. And on this end, either you weld a little ball bearing or just take a welder and weld a ball to it. And then basically just squeeze it. And it'll put a dent in it like this all the way around. And then you go all the way around. That's how you make like a bead roll.
Cool.
Right? Yeah.
More than good enough for 10, 12, 14 pounds of boost.
Rather than spend the time, like, you know, to weld it, I could, you know, I could
Yeah.
either weld the nub back on, or I could put a weld all the way around, something to keep it
Spend
on,
the rest of your life grinding it into
Yeah.
the shape you want.
or I'll just make that.
The sloppiness is coming together. Sloppy magic. Step 1. Put a hole in the box.
Just weld it up a dimple.
Step 2.
Ball bearing.
No, I don't have one.
Does this tube need to be shorter, Rob?
No.
See how this one kind of dips down out of the, and then this side is like straight.
Clayton's getting the perfectionist
You know what I mean?
mode going on again now.
Bumper jack will
Maybe,
fix that right
maybe
up.
you can just push it into the silicone.
Yeah,
why
it's
I'm
not.
just
It's not done.
I don't know. So I'm just asking.
It's not fully inserted, Clayton.
You ask a question around here.
We're making the
It's like
tooling
you're-
right
it's
now
like
to
you're-
finish it.
I mean, I just because I want to learn, so I'm asking. Why?
Why?
It's something to keep it from popping off. This will work. Yeah, maybe I have it too tight. That's why I'm using this scrap piece to practice on what I do.
You don't even need to be that tight to one another. You know what I mean? You could probably leave a gap.
Oh, of course you can. You could probably just put 4 of them on it, and it would be enough to keep it from coming off.
Wow, that's just lazy.
You know what I'm saying? Though? That's when it was really tight, so it's really high, and then here it's not as high.
Even
I could also make this weld ball a little nicer, less of a point.
It's going to be under the hose anyway, so nobody's going to see it.
Your pipe has warts, but it's okay because it's just a hose going on it. Get it? Hose.
If you
Wart
rub your
tool
finger on here, you can feel the bumps, like along the
yeah.
edge. You know what I mean? So it's definitely doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah. If they blow off, I'll blame Sloppy Mechanics page or whatever. All right, what is up, guys? So it's a couple days later since that last part of the video. I haven't really been feeling good the last couple days, so I haven't really done too much work. I have all the tubing on for the hot side, cold side, I mean, sorry. It's all run, welded there. Blow off valve still has to go on. I got to figure out where. I got to do a little cleanup around where they come through the rad support. What I'm going to start with today is I'm going to pull this all apart. I want to take the core support, rad support, whatever you want to call it from wherever you're from. It's fine. Because I want to mount the radiator. Now, well, not a lot of, but there was someone who made a comment about the fact that I call it a rad when apparently you're only supposed to call it a radiator. We live in Canada. In Canada, rad is the acceptable, short slang term for radiator. So If I say rad, I mean radiator. This is just so the people who, you know, don't know. But anyways, I got it. I bought it off eBay. I'll pull it out in a bit. But yeah, I have to take this all apart because I want to put the cradle up on a sawhorse so I can work on it. I'm going to recess it in more than factory. Maybe the blow-off valve mounted today too. This is the last video or the video before. I was asking about the hot side piping, about how it connects on that side. And I asked for your comments, and a lot of you guys said to fix it or change it, and a lot of guys said to leave it. I'm probably going to fix it. I have tubing here. I got Mike's stuff Mike had ordered for the sonic stang that he hasn't used yet. So I might cut it apart today and put like a little 90-degree bend in there. I honestly don't really think it's going to be a huge deal. I mean, if this was a max effort race car or something, I might see it, but this is like a have fun, do burnouts, cruise around. If it made 20 horsepower or less, it wouldn't kill me. At the same time, I mean, I'm not going to put it all together and then find out later it's having problems. As far as the wastegate placement, some people were saying it might not work good there, and boost creep and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, Clayton says his is mounted on his car in a similar fashion. He's had it on there for over 10 years and it works good for him. So I'm probably going to leave it. Honestly, I don't really have room to mount it after the merge. There's no room there for it to go. So I don't really have much of a choice. And I'm not mounting it to the turbo housing. I just don't want to do that. So yeah, let's do this. I got it mounted in there. Not mounted in there, but laying in there. So here's where we're at right now. This radiator I bought it off eBay. As far as I can tell, it's made in China. Because the writing on the cap is in China. Chinese, I should say, sorry. I cut that. Now it fits right in here. All the way. I trimmed it there a little bit. So that actually fits really nice. I mean, obviously the only issue at this moment is the cap. So I mean, I have to cut part of this out. We had to do the same thing on Mike's S-15 because we basically did the same kind of thing, recess his radiator in there. I'll probably put it back, the cradle back on, and give it a look and test fit and see how it fits. I put the rad cradle support on there and the fender, and put the radiator in and put the intercooler back on. So basically, that's how it's gonna sit. It's tucked right in there. I might get some sheet metal and cover this part so just the core can be seen. And on this side, you know, the core is only in there like a tiny bit. I could cut it open maybe a little bit, but I don't think that's that big a deal. If I do on this side, it would just be cosmetic, of course. It's not really necessary. If you go to the inside here, you can see how nice it fits, how nicely it's tucked in. I mean, look at all the room I have between the pulley, water pump pulley, and the front of the radiator. Like, I could fit a pretty big fan. I actually, on my convertible, I have this one, which is off like a Taurus. So I'll take a measurement off it. I'll see, I'm sure it'll fit in there. Like, that looks like tons and tons of room to put one or two reasonably big fans in there. So I think that should be really good for cooling. And the other thing is, by moving the turbo over, or the radiator over, if you can see in there, you can see that the turbo inlet is right there. So there's nothing really obstructing it except for, you know, part of this and that. I'll be able to cut a circle out of there, kind of like what I did on my car, and have cold air coming directly from the outside through the grill, which will be really cool. Definitely will help get the cold air into there. I might even make up a thing so it goes right up to the front of the grill, piece of round tubing or something like that. Yeah, so far that's going good. Like I said, I still have to cut up here for the cap clearance. I'm gonna have to cut out some of this so the cap can be removed, which is no big deal. And then I also have to build some little tabs or something to hold the rad in there. Plus, I'll probably put some, when I put it all together, I'll put some kind of rubber down there so that it's not metal on metal. But you'll see that when it goes together after everything's painted and, you know, the thing's getting put together for the final time. Then I'll put foam or rubber or something in there, and that should work pretty good. I think Mike and Clayton are coming down to hang out. And yeah, so let's keep going on this thing. I did a little more cutting. I got the radiator situated in the core support.
Looks radical.
And Clayton's here. So this is kind of what I've got so far. So there it fits really good. So what I ended up doing is I cut away all this metal that was here so that I could move it up as high as possible. So there's a big gap here, but I have some rectangular tubing, which I don't know where I put it, but whatever, doesn't matter. And I'm gonna cut a couple pieces, and then I'm gonna weld them in here, and then I'll end up putting rubber on them, and the radiator will sit on there. And then up at the top, I'll just make some little tabs that come off of here, and then kind of just hold it in with. It'll also have some rubber on it. Glued. Oh, here's the piece of tubing right here, some rectangular tubing. Cut a couple small pieces of that, and then I had to cut here for the cap to fit through. So I think that worked out pretty good. I mean, I'll probably clean it up a little more before it's all painted and that, but that's basically the same thing we did on Mike's. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna cut that rectangular tubing and make those little pieces. Get it?
Might have dulled that one out.
I made those little blocks and welded them in for the radiator to sit on. And now we're self-tapping some holes to put the stock, to put these stock rubber mounts here to hold it in. Hold it in nice, but Clayton keeps dropping it on the ground apparently.
I'm right-handed.
What does that mean? You want me to do it?
It means we gotta turn the truck around.
I'm a lefty, I'll do it. I'll work the left hand.
Oh my fucking god.
10th time's the charm.
Why won't this one drill?
I don't know. Maybe it's harder metal. Maybe your left hand's not as strong as your right hand for some reason. What do you think?
For some odd reason.
Getting a drill now?
Yeah.
I also made these
Drill or what?
aluminum tabs to hold the top part up. And I got some rubber on there and I just glued it onto this one. Got the rad all mounted. Made those tabs right here. And some rubber glued to them to hold it in. And then those rubbers down there. It's hard to see them, I guess, but they're down there. Now it's nice and tight. I remounted the hood latch right here. Just drilled a new hole. And yeah, there's the hole I had to cut for the cap to fit. But look at all that fan clearance now. Just tons. That's perfect. Alright guys, so pretty much done for the day. And here's what I ended up with. This is LS style truck rad hose. Or radiator hose, whatever you want to call it. I think that's going to work pretty good. I mean, it's ugly, but that's the way they are. What am I going to do? And then lower one, it's just really short. I actually ended up using the upper hose from the S-10 old TPI. I welded on the blow-off valve. I put it right there. It's all welded on. So that looks pretty cool. Tomorrow, hopefully, we're gonna go to the junkyard. I need to look for a fan that'll fit in there. And I'm also gonna look for a heater box out of like an import, something like that, that is mostly contained on the inside of the vehicle if possible, so that I can smooth the firewall and then just have the lines sticking through. So I'm gonna see what I can find there. So that's it for today. Mike?
Junkyard tomorrow.
Yeah?
Nice and chilly.
Yeah. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow.
Yeah, it's actually not too cold here right now.
Yeah.
But for you guys, it's chilly.
Yeah. Alright. You gonna see us out?
Oh, as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and we'll check you later.
Check you later.